it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to do one of the Throwback Thursdays. It's on the Nicole Jones 911 group, Facebook group, and normally you just share some of your old albums and stuff, but for this week the challenge was to do your favorite old layouts. So I only have a few. I have tons of favorites, but what I thought I would do is show you my favorites through my process from when I started to like what I was doing. So I have a video that I recorded a while ago going through the beginning of my scrapbooking and where it leads to now. So if you want to see kind of the really beginnings, you can see that there, and I can link it below. And then the other thing, just to let you know, is I'm not showing a whole lot of my newer ones that I've created in the last year or so because I really like all of them, and I think I'm just going to do a complete separate share just showing my latest layouts through the last year and a half or so. So just little intro to that. So I'll start with this one. And this one I created probably in 2007, I'll say, probably right around that time. And it's a picture of my grandma and grandpa, so my dad's parents. And at the time, purple was not a color used. I know it's still not used very often, but it really was not a color used. But I got, and I don't know if you remember them, but you could get these strips of border stickers, and they all coordinated. So and it came in 4, so it's these 3, and then if you can see at the top, there's this brown one as well. So that's what I based my entire layout off of, and I painted the I just painted it. It's just white cardstock, and I painted it the purple to match. So I thought that was really cool. And then I picked the colors, so you can see like the blue is also from this, and then I had one of those staples that had all the different colors, which was really popular back then too, and so the staples are in purple. So I love that. I got in all these clear star or hearts and stuff, and I painted the 2 white ones with these cool little arrows, and then it just says a whole bunch of stuff that I thought fit really well. And then on this side, as you can see, it's a flower, but there's also a clear heart. I don't know if you can see that. There's a clear heart as well. And one of them fell out off. It's just, if you can see, I just used some old type of adhesive and it didn't work very well, although it is still sticky, but it fell off. So I'm not sure how I'm going to fix it, because I do want to fix it. It looks really funny like that. So so there's 4 of those there, and it kind of brought in the other bit of color to it. So, and what I think I was trying to do was there was not the same blue in my letters as there were in this, so I was just trying to combine them all together. And this picture is not an original, it's just a, I scanned the original into the computer and I had this printed. So that's that layout, and it was my favorite at the time. I still really love this layout for how old it is, and looking at some of the other layouts I had done at the time, I love this layout. So, and this is coming out part 2. So that's my first one, and I'm sorry about the glare. I'm doing this on my couch. Jackson's having a little nap, so I just am trying to be as far away from him as possible because he is a light sleeper. Okay, so here is one from when I went to Vegas, and this I did in late 2007 or very early 2008, because I know I did this, I was so excited about all these pictures that I scrapped it quite fast after that going. And what it is talking about the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas. I loved it. I love everything about it. And I just wanted to document that single hotel. And so I dated it for when we went, and then I used these orange little brads to pick out, I don't know if you can see in the paper, I'll bring it a little closer, but there's little orange flowers and stuff in it, so I loved that. And then I had these rub-ons that looked just like the paper, so it's probably from the same collection, and I used that. And then my very first bit of washi tape that ever came along, and so I used a little bit of that, and it's very simple. So it's just the pattern paper and some green cardstock, and then the layout, which I found, the layout of the pictures I found in a magazine, and I loved it. Like this whole design, I was a scrap lift from a Creating Keepsakes magazine layout that I had seen. And so, I mean, there's no embellishments, right? Just the date, the little travel sticker, and these little rub-ons is all I have. Like I have absolutely no embellishments. So this is nothing like I would do now, but at the time, it's what I had, and I loved it, and I'm so proud of it, and I still really like it. It's clean and simple, and it just shows the style that I had at the time, and it was my favorite at the time. So this would be, like I said, late 2007, maybe early 2008. And then this one I created in 2009, and this is from something I saw, CD, oh, I can never think of her last name. Starts with an M. She was in Creating Keepsakes, and she won like Scrapbooker of the Year, whatever that was at the time. And so she had all these, she had her own column for a little while, and if you remember, and this is one of the layouts I saw, and she either did it in the magazine or she did it on the DVD that Creating Keepsakes had turned out that was just about her, and I copied it. And I loved, loved, loved it. So the pictures are just of me when I was little in Quesnel, and then that's my aunt, and then that's my mom. And they're just random shots of me all bundled up, and I think my mom was taking this picture just because it was, I got all dressed up, and I guess I forgot to brush my teeth, and so my mom, being a good mom, you have to brush your teeth before you go out and play. So anyways, they're just cute pictures, and so you just cut the pattern paper out. I don't know if you can see that, and then I used white paint to resemble the snow, and then I painted this the color of the sky, and then at the bottom it should have been a different color, but I painted it a darker blue. And if you can see, because it's falling apart because I used no adhesive, it's just on white cardstock, and you can see the adhesive, so I need to glue it and fix it. And then I just added these two little hearts, and this is my little bit of trying to I put an X, like a little X there, and then I outlined that heart so it had a little bit of something, a sketchy kind of feel to it. And then I made each one of these, so I painted each one of these. The first coat is of white, and then it's got some purple around it, and then it's got some blue. And I did that just like this. I would go like this, and then I went like this, and this, and this. And then for each individual picture, I did a little bit of, like, I used a pen and I just did some dashes just to add a little bit of something. And I put dashes here, but I didn't through here. So I just did it through little bits and pieces. I probably should have left this one, but that's okay. And then one more here. And I didn't do one to this side because what I did instead were these purple arrows with my pen. And if you can see, this used to be a little bit bigger, but when I went to go put it in the page protector, it wasn't well enough. It was too big, so I had to trim it, which trimmed the arrow. And I chose to trim this arrow rather than trim this. But, so very, very simple. Definitely, I would embellish, I would totally still do this, but I would embellish it differently. So, I actually am thinking, I was looking at this and actually thinking how fun it would be to photocopy these pictures again or get them printed. I'm sure I still have them on the computer, and do the exact same thing, but now more up to date, and just see the difference. I just think it'd be fun to see. So there's that, and like I said, that was in 2009. And then this one also is in 2009, but I love it. This is probably my favorite layout that I've ever done, and not because of the layout, but because of what I wrote. And it's just talking about the relationship between my dad and myself when I was little and everything, and then there's lyrics to a song on it as well. So really simple. I mean, the layout itself isn't a whole lot to look at, it's just the meaning of the layout. So I wanted to share that one. I did nothing, it's just a few pattern papers, and then I did the little slit and cut with some buttons. Really simple. And then here's another one of Las Vegas. So this was the same trip that I had taken back in 2007, but this wasn't scrapped, and I have it written down. I signed all of these in 2010, so I did this much later. And I love this, so I wanted to add some pops of color. So every other one of these little circles has a flower on it, sparkly pretty flower, and then a border strip down at the bottom. And this was my tearing phase of paper, so I teared the pattern paper, and I didn't ink any of it or anything, but I just left it. And then I have these cute little flowers peeking out behind, and this little sticker that I really loved. And then numbers, I don't, there's odd numbers. I think maybe it's just to represent because gambling in Las Vegas. I can't really remember why I did that, but it's just a little element, and it kind of does the starting of all my diagonal stuff that I do a lot now. It was kind of the starting of that. Sorry, I keep hitting my tripod. And then I just title it Las Vegas and Lost ... Vegas. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And I can tell that I used 2 different letter stickers, so I must not have had all of the right letters, but I still really like this. And this is just a photo collage, so this is when I started using Picasa. So I still really like this layout, and I don't really know that I maybe embellish it a little differently because we have different embellishments now, but this still I think is a good representation of my style. So that was from 2010. Here is 2011, and this is really cool. So it is pattern paper, and this was for a challenge that I did on scrapbook.com, and you had to use crinkle up your paper. You had to use these green feathers. You had to use feathers some way somehow in it. So let me move this out of the way so you can see it better. So that I chose to use the green, and I believe you had to use green feathers. That might have been the challenge. And what I did is I grew up in Washington, and I grew up in Everson, but it's Whatcom County. So if anyone knows the area at all, Bellingham is the big city for Whatcom County. And so I just did, so this is the courthouse in Bellingham. This is a sign that I passed all the time driving home, and at one time actually my family owned this corner. They own the stores on the corner, so that's really cool, and I should probably do a little story about that. I just documented that there's tons of back roads and you always get to see wildlife. Linden is a Dutch town, and so there's these cool windmills and stuff. Woods Coffee is our local coffee place, and I love it. I preferred it over Starbucks any day. I really loved it, and the girls there are always so nice. A picture of cows, because no matter where you go there are cows. We have this really cool boardwalk in Bellingham, and so I documented that. The Mount Baker Theater is really popular. Mount Baker is the big mountain by us, and then the border, this is in Blaine, and it's the big border, and then every year there's the Northwest Washington Fair. So just little bits and pieces of my home county, and so I just wanted to do that. And then I titled it Welcome to Whatcom County, and it just gives you a little bit of what's there, and I love it. And I didn't do any journaling on it like I should have, and what I think I will do, because I'm really into journaling now, that's why we scrapbook, right, is to journal. So I think what I'm going to do is flip it and just title and then do all my journaling on the back. So down the road, if anyone wants to know, they can, because after me explaining it, you'd be like, oh, well, why is that there? And so it'd be better if I could just have it written down so people don't have to wonder why I did it. So there's that, and like I said, I did that one in 2011. I don't have any layouts for 2012 because I didn't scrapbook in 2012. I think I might have done one layout the entire year and I didn't like it, so I don't have anything to share for that. But this one I did, and I've done some in 2013, but like I said, I didn't want to share all of them because I want to do a separate share. So this one I did in this year, 2014, and I can't take it out of the protector because I have it opening. So I'm going to leave it in the protector. I hope there's not too much of a glare. But this just kind of represents my style now, and I really like this one, so I thought I'd share that. So I started by using this really cool red chevron paper, but I didn't want it to overwhelm, so then I used the star paper and I sewed it. I stitched it, maybe that's a better way of saying that, and I had a huge problem. If I can show you my stitching, look what happened to my sewing machine. So I just let it be. I didn't want to redo it, so I let it be, and then I just taped. I taped it so it wouldn't fall apart. And since then I haven't been able to stitch anything because I don't know how to fix it, so I have to wait for my mom. My mom's a seamstress, so she knows all about that, but to get her up here just to fix my sewing machine, it doesn't happen. And so anyways, I used washi to bring out the yellow and to kind of dim down where I wanted to put everything. Some doily with some more stitching, and again, the stitching, these were white and brown speckled thickers, and I just did kind of a, oh, I can't think of what you call it, where it's really light and then it's dark, and I can't think of it right now, but I know everyone knows what I'm talking about, so I did that to it. I kind of highlighted the fact that this dresser is for Jackson, and it's talking about that in my journaling, but I kind of highlighted my bump, and this is while we were staining it. My mom and dad both helped get it stained. I'm sorry, you just saw nothing but glare with that. So my bump, and then this dresser. And this is the picture of my mom helping me sanding and doing all of it. And then this is the finish of it. So we got it all stained. We painted all the handles, and then the two long dressers, there's 3 of them, but 2 of them we did a cool arrow pattern on it. And so this is it when it's closed down, but it opens up. I think my mom calls it a student dresser, I don't know, but anyway, so it opens up, and this was Jackson's change table when he was still small enough to be able to be changed on it. So I loved it. And we also painted the very bottom, the feet of it. Love this dresser. I found it at Goodwill, and it was originally, I don't know, 30 bucks or something, and it was on this huge sale because that day all furniture was on sale, so I got it for $11. I loved it. It had a little, like, this dresser was broken, the notch in it, so my dad just fixed it. So it's super helpful to have handy men in your life. And so I wanted to do lots of journaling, but I didn't want to take away from it. So I made this into a pocket. And one side is talking about some journaling, and then this side is talking about other journaling with a little bit of embellishment to it. But I love this. This is definitely one of my favorites. And that represents some of my favorites from current scrapbooking. So there you have it. That is my 5 or 6 favorite layouts for Throwback Thursday. I had so much fun doing this, and I hope to do some more for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.